You're watching Newsfeed AM. Let's get into this discussion now. A Sunday Times report has painted a picture of yet another South African town under siege from zamas. Kleinzee is located northwest of Namaqualand in the Northern Cape province. The usually quiet town is now overrun by illegal miners, reportedly from neighboring Zimbabwe and Mozambique, who are literally living underground in the tunnels. Well, the zamas are not only terrorizing workers, according to this report, but the newly established diamond mine, which also has locals employed in the company, that community is living in fear owing to the assortment of weapons that are carried by these so-called zamas. Well, let's get an understanding now of the situation, and we're joined by the mine manager of a newly established Kleinzee holdings. Johan van Rooyen, good morning to you, and thank you very much for your time. Just briefly, explain to us whether that introduction has indeed painted an accurate description of what's going on in your town, in your own words.
Morning, Tolly. Yes, it does paint an accurate description. Luckily for us, we've got phenomenal support from the SAPS, where a lot of arrests was made on the 19th of September. Currently, the numbers has reduced significantly, and due to the 24/7 operations and the support that we're still receiving from SAPS and Home Affairs, it's currently under control. And we hope that it will remain like that, because it's a social nightmare with the conditions that's occurring on the mine and the surrounding areas, yes.
We're going to talk about the work of the police and the Home Affairs Department in that area. But before we get there, yours is a newly established mine. How are your workers dealing with this situation? Are you able to effectively do your work on a daily basis?
Sorry, no, at this stage, we're not able to do our work effectively. And that is the reason why we're working with SAPS to get this situation under control. Unfortunately, the lives of our mine workers are at risk, and they are scared to work on the mine. So until we've got the situation totally under control, then only can we commence with the operations, and also with our community programs that we're in the process of creating opportunities for local artisanal miners. So this is our situation. We need to get this illegal mining resolved before we can basically continue with our operations.
Where is the danger in your workers fearing going underground?
Just to put it in perspective, this is an open cast mine. The danger is for our workers is the conflict between the illegal mining groups and the actual legal miners. They don't want to be in a conflict situation. There's a danger of the equipment that can be burned. There's theft occurring that makes it almost impossible for us to do our operations. And also, we're not able to mine legally if there's illegal mining taking place, because there was recent fatalities due to the ground that collapsed on the illegal miners. So for us as the Kleinzee holdings, we need to absolutely make sure that the mine is secure and safe before we can start our operations.
How armed are these illegal miners?
There is definitely information of armed illegal miners, and but like I said, the SAPS are dealing with that. I don't have all the details, but I know for a fact that there is armed persons, and that is why all the necessary departments of SAPS are supporting us on a 24/7 basis.
You've spoken about this support from the South African Police Service. When I read that report, it stated that whilst the police had done a good job of rounding up these illegal miners, it so happened that the Home Affairs Department, because of the volumes of people that were arrested, close to 1,000, they couldn't process nearly enough of those numbers, and out of some 860 illegal miners, Home Affairs was only able to process 67, and that means the 800 had to be released. Is that accurate?
Tony, that is what I read in the news. I can't comment on the actual stats. All that I can tell you is there was people that came back, but the police managed to keep them off. And there is currently Home Affairs that deployed personnel in Kleinzee that's working with SAPS. So what specifically happened during that operation, I'm not 100% sure. But the fact is there was people that returned back to Kleinzee, but currently it's under control.
Are the illegal miners local people, Johan, or do they come from outside South Africa? If so, which countries do they come from?
The majority is illegal immigrants. It's from Zimbabwe, Lesotho, Mozambique mostly. And I think it's about 90% of the people that were arrested was illegal immigrants. And there is some locals that was involved as well and that was arrested.
And so how does this situation of illegal miners affect the entire area? Because if they are going to be the ones in the majority who are underground doing this so-called mining activity illegally, surely that will not sit well with locals. How's the situation within the community?
No, for sure. We started negotiations and workshops with the communities, and like I said, Dolly, we've got a artisanal mining program that we are in the process of starting, and this is specifically to empower the locals and to decrease the unemployment rates in this area. And the locals are according to what they tell me, they are afraid to come into the mine. They're afraid to start this program because of the large numbers of illegal immigrants. And according to them, the illegal immigrants are hostile, they're very aggressive, and they fear for their lives. So that's why we desperately depend on the government, SAPS, Home Affairs, like they're doing now, to help us to resolve this issue.
If the situation remains unresolved, Johan, my understanding is that your company is a newly established one, or it's a newly established mine. What kind of minerals do you mine? And the longer you are unable to do the work, does that not put the risk, or does that not put the mine at risk of shutting down?
Definitely so. We are mining diamonds. It's a diamond mine. And we definitely are running the risk of shutting down if the situation doesn't become totally under control. Like I said, they are in a process to assist Kleinzee holdings, but it's still an ongoing situation. There is still illegal miners entering. I'm not 100% sure of the numbers. But there's daily operations from SAPS and Home Affairs to try and get the situation under control. So it is a risk for Kleinzee holdings, and that's why we are depending 100% on the support from government.
Final question to you. The Department of Mineral Resources, are they aware of your situation? If so, what have they done about it?
They are definitely aware of our situation. We are constantly in communication with the DMRE, and they're giving us their full support to assist us with the correspondence with the SAPS and all the other departments. There is a great working relationship, and they're giving us full support. That's all I can say.
Johan van Zyl, let me thank you very much for your time. He is a manager at this newly established Kleinzee Holdings, a diamond mine, as you've heard him say, newly established, but unable to get the work done because of the illegal miners who literally have taken over this space.